Okay, the first question is what's the homework load like and how do you balance it all?
Well, I'm new, so I've really only had 2 months of experience with this. But I would say that definitely it's not 0 to 100 right away. You definitely get like eased into it, and it's not as bad as I thought it was gonna be. I play a club sport in addition to being on the soccer team here, so during the fall it can feel like a lot. But there's so many support systems and people here that will help you time manage and just really learn good skills that have already helped me outside of school also.
My next question is what's something new you've tried at NCS and how has that impacted you?
So last year I tried Model UN. So if you're not familiar, it's kind of like a mock United Nations. You're like assigned a country and we debate about like global politics. And I'd never done anything like that before. I was never big on public speaking. So it definitely really helped me learn to develop my public speaking skills and have more courage to talk in front of a crowd like I'm doing right now.
I always loved English class, but coming into NCS, the English classes here are probably my favorite thing about the school, honestly. Last year, I read Shakespeare for the first time, The Tempest, and then we also read a modern adaptation of it called Tempest, and it was just really fascinating. My teacher helped me so much, and it was just amazing. And then we wrote an essay, and I think that was like my favorite thing I've ever written. So I really enjoyed that. Something new I tried this year is I'm taking a photography class for the first time. And I've really never used a camera to take photos and stuff, so learning about how to adjust the light and all of that has been super cool.
The question was what is the best part about NCS that is unique to NCS?
I mean, I have to say the community, everyone here has been so welcoming and nice, and it's just really great that you get to hear a very diverse group of opinions, but everyone wants to just be involved and everyone loves the school. It's really, really great.
Another thing I would say for me personally is just all the resources that you're given, both academic and otherwise. For example, this past summer we have a variety of fellowships that are offered for to students, rising sophomores and beyond. So I engaged in research in Spain. I did an independent study on censorship of journalism during the post-Franco democratic transition with the Hester Fellowship. But there are I think there are 6 or 7 other fellowships that are available for students, both research, visual arts, performing arts. There's just a variety. So that's just one example, but there are just so many resources for students all across any of their interests that they'd like to pursue. So I think that's really cool.
The question was about favorite NCS tradition.
My favorite NCS tradition is definitely the senior cathedral service. So in the spring, at the end of the year, the seniors plan the cathedral service, and it's so sentimental, and I just cry every time. It's so sweet. Even as a freshman, when I didn't really know the seniors, I was still in tears. It's just so cute because they sing a lot of them sing songs, and it's not really good, but it's still it's just really fun, and it's just like a way to wrap up the year. Yeah.
And I think I have to mention Spirit Day. So for those who don't know, the school has 2 teams, purple and gold. Go gold! And on Spirit Day, which is in the early fall, you just compete with your team against the other team for the morning, and it's really great. There's a scream off. It's super competitive. Everyone comes decked out in all their gear, and it's just really fun. And then you end the day in the homecoming game, so there's a soccer game and a volleyball game, and everyone shows up, and it's really great. And we always say 2 teams, 1 family, and I think that's really represented on Spirit Day when we sort of compete the whole day and then everyone comes together to root for the school in the end.
I think if I heard correctly, most or all of you joined in 9th grade. I'd love to hear what that transition was like as you entered NCS.
Yeah, so I was definitely really worried about making friends and meeting new people and finding my people when I first joined. But I think definitely Prep for Success, which is the orientation program. So the first 2 days you do it with all new 9th graders, and then you do it with the entire 9th grade, and that really helps you meet people. But also kind of just through the everyday little things, you meet so many people. So through your classes or your sports or any clubs or extracurriculars you join, I feel like you really just find people, and then you can really choose who you want to really be friends with. Also in 9th grade, once a week you meet with your peer group, and you have peer leaders that are seniors who sort of help ease your transition. Your peer group is a group of freshmen who you really become close with throughout the year because you meet with them every Friday,
during office hours, and you guys get snacks and you just talk about your week, and it's really great. That really helped me make some friends.
Another thing too is preseason for fall sports. Like Emily and I both play fall sports. She plays soccer, I play volleyball. And being new freshman year, volleyball tryouts was the first like school activity I did, and I made a lot of friends from that. Everyone is so welcoming and really nice. And I think that's a good way to make friends as well.
And then on the academic side transitioning, I think I was also a little bit worried coming into NCS because I knew that it's really a top tier education and very academically rigorous in many ways. But I found that there are, again, so many resources that help you with that transition. For example, as Amanda mentioned, you have study hall that is required, so that kind of teaches you how to manage your time. And then there are also a variety of resources, the peer tutors program, peer scholars program, that can offer you individualized and also group support.
My question is about NCS being an all-girls school. How do you think that strengthened like your individuality and helped you pursue one of your passions?
Well, for me personally, I came from a co-ed K through 8 school, and I found that having the all-girls environment for the majority of my classes in freshman year was a great way for me to kind of expand my confidence and also just have a really focused academic environment. But then as you move throughout high school, I think it's a great balance because you can kind of choose to what extent you want to have a co-ed experience. For example, some of our sports teams, track, swimming, cross country, they are co-ed, and then some of our performing arts and visual art classes as well can be co-ed. So you can kind of tailor your experience, which I think is really cool. And then also starting in around junior year and senior year, you can take electives, like English electives or social science electives with the brother school. So you basically have like double the curriculum. So if class isn't offered at the girls' school, you can take one at the brother school, which I think is really cool. And by that time, I feel like by the time you're a junior and senior, you kind of have that confidence in your academic abilities and otherwise that you've built up. So I think it's a really great resource.
So the question was, what's something you wish you knew before you came to NCS?
I think something I wish I knew before coming into NCS is just how many opportunities you have to try new things. I feel like coming into NCS, I thought that coming from a school where I basically had a grade of 50 people and I've known all of them most of them since I was 7 years old, I thought that I'd have to kind of narrow down my interests and pick a few things that I really wanted to focus on for these next 4 years, but I find that's almost the opposite. I actually got to try so many new things. I did track for the first time, played squash for the first time, I got involved in Model UN as well, I joined the a cappella group. There are just so many new opportunities that I think are available to you. So I don't think I realized just how much exploration you have a chance to do, both academic and extracurricular.
Kind of adding on to that, I also went to a K-8 school that was co-ed that I'd known everyone since I was 7, so I also thought I thought the transition would be really hard, and I thought that it'd be like more difficult to assimilate into the community, but like Shima said, there's just so many opportunities to try new things. And the community here is like really welcoming. I remember my first day, people were just saying hi to me in the hallways. I didn't know who they were, but it was still really nice. I just felt like really welcomed immediately. So that's something I wish I knew, just not to be scared.
The question was about how you feel like NCS's Episcopal identity is integrated into day-to-day life.
So we have cathedral once a rotation, and that's like more formal than chapel, like Dr. Scully was mentioning earlier. So we like dress up, and the thing about NCS is that you can take what you want out of like the religious places. So for cathedral, if you like, it's just more of a like reflective time than necessarily like a church service. But then also we have chapel, which is definitely more community centered. A lot of student groups play in chapels, like affinity groups, and it's just a lot about just being in community. So I wouldn't say that the Episcopalian part is like in our everyday. It's more just like reflection and community.
Like the ideas of like Episcopalian values, like respecting the dignity of every human being and all of that, is just like part of the community, and it's already like integrated into how people treat each other.
Okay, I have a question for you guys. What's your relationship with your advisor like?
So I really love my advisor, and I love the relationship I have with her. And I think it's good because they're always there for you, whether like you need just comforting words or you like specific advice for a class. And I think having somebody who's there, who's not really biased like for a specific subject or for a specific thing is super helpful because they can really get to know you and get to know like who you are.
So your advisor is someone who you spend your homeroom time with, and then also probably will be meeting with outside as well. And you have a 9th grade advisor, and then at the end of your 9th grade year, you sort of vote on the possible advisors for your class, and for the next 3 years, whoever you get will be your advisor. So I just got my new advisor for the next 3 years, and he's really great. I feel like we get along really well, and I'm really glad that I was able to choose who I wanted because I feel like he has a good level of like involvement in my life for me, and I like that he really helps me with what I need to be helped with, and we just get to talk to each other, and yeah, he's like a great friend, honestly.
What languages are you best at?
I took Spanish 3 in freshman year, and then in sophomore year took AP Spanish, language, and culture, and then took Spanish 5 in junior year. And I'd say language has been a really integral part of my NCS experience. Part of the topics that I explored in my Spanish 5 course are what inspired me to go to Spain for my fellowship this past summer. And I'd say the language program at NCS is really amazing. And I touched on this a little bit earlier as well, but if there aren't enough NCS students for a particular course, there are a lot of coordinate language classes as well. I know some of the introductory courses are coordinate, and then also Latin, I believe, Chinese. But yeah, so there's just like a wealth of resources for language.
How large is like your standard academic classes at science fall?
So I would say around like 12 to 15 people in a class.
I think it's a really great size because it allows everyone to participate, but also there's a lot of different opinions, so you're able to have really great discussions and have a lot of people contribute.
Okay, so our last question is, why should the students in this room choose NCS?
Well, I think all students in this room should choose NCS because you just have so many opportunities to explore anything that you're passionate about, whether that be research that you want to be involved in a very specific academic topic, whether it's a sport that you're really passionate about, whether it's a club that you want to join, or a new performance opportunity that you want to try out. I just think there's a host of really top tier opportunities that are available to you, and there are also so many elements that are unique to NCS, like I mentioned, our coordinate program with St. Albans, the flexibility that you're provided with that as well, and as Sophia touched on, the way that our Episcopalian values really center us from day to day, and the communities that everybody's been talking about since the very beginning are really special.
I would choose NCS time and time again. I mean, I tell my parents like every day how grateful I am that I get to go here. Just like looking around, it is such an incredible school, and I really think I've become the person who I want to be since coming here.
Can we have a round of applause for our panelists?